Mjolnir right away, it doesn't feel natural to buy Aghanim's next.
Prepare for battle.
That's what you mean. Yeah, I can't seem to recall how many Maelstrom. We saw a number of troll games, especially towards the start of the qualifiers in Eastern Europe, but they kind of tapered off towards the end, or maybe he was banned, or other heroes were favored over him. Either way,
I think
like this.
Maelstrom is good if the hero uses the attack speed, something like Faces Void. I mean, Troll is obviously still good with Troll because you have so much attack speed with the forward. But I just feel like the build just feels unnatural if you're going Maelstrom into Aghanims. Because I think you really want to buy Aghanims on this hero now. It's just that good on the hero. And you have to figure out an item sequence that allows you to abuse it.
30 seconds to battle.
So they're cutting all the trees again. Poor Trian comes back to his lane. Where are all my friends? Where?
They're dead. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't try and maybe consider making a move down here again. They seemed to do it last time. Maybe they were expecting the numbers, so I didn't really want to.
I mean, if you look at the heroes, Radiant and Dire heroes, who do you think will win a level 1 fight? I feel like the Dire team would win the level 1 fight. That's probably why they didn't want to contest.
Yeah, guess you got Magic Missile. What do you?
I mean,
Bramble, Acorn Shot.
Bramble, Skewer, and Troll level 1.
Can you show up to that lane with Skewer level 1 though? Is that a thing?
I mean, if you're getting a first blood, sure, you kill the hero. You kill first and ask questions later. It's not as bad as getting a lift at level 1, but still. It's not ideal, I agree. Getting Skewer.
Look at this. Look at this. The support's just making a run for him and stealing.
Wow,
that
they got the
first
range creep. So that was the plan, yeah? Acorn Shot and Blast. They are trying to just secure the range creep. All right.
I don't know. They threw a blood grenade at him. I think they were out for blood.
And the range creep was just collateral.
Yeah, I think he was just in the way, and now they're going to push underneath the tower. I feel like Troll of all heroes doesn't really care about this too much.
Yep, you're not a Morphling. Only Morphling cares.
And Medusa cares a lot.
Yeah. Drow cares too.
Drow cares, maybe DP is kind of annoyed. But yeah, you're Troll. You're fine. So it's, it's a strategy here. You can see early on as well, I believe it's in power down bottom for WS. Mid lane, I mean, come on, this is another boring lane, isn't it? I don't even really think we need to look at
He
this lane
changed his method. The last time he took Breathe Fire level 1, and I was wondering why he didn't actually do better in the lane. So maybe he figured out it was a skill build problem. But we'll see whether he gets more denies. Right now he's doing great, 4-4 against the Embers, 4-2. He's already got practice how to play this lane.
That's right. Second time in this matchup. That's they've gone with this particular hero lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's really, really important that you practice matchups on your mid players.
Classic ones, right?
Yeah. Have you heard of like players just playing like lane practices? Specific for matchups.
Not
I think
really.
it's more important for the mid laners to do it. Sometimes you see them doing it, but you need like a suitable training opponent to do it.
I heard about this back in the day when it was a little bit more, I felt like mid lane was back in those days where like Sumail was getting, 24th pick and everyone was TPing for him and bottle crowing and stuff. I don't know if I heard about it so much these days, if only because there's just so much regen now. It feels a little bit less punishing.
Yeah, but it's more about also understanding certain matchups, right? You get the understanding by playing a lot more against that particular hero if you are looking to understand a specific matchup. I think for the side lanes, the matchups are not the only things that matter. It's the chemistry and cohesion. Like when are you using your spells together on your side lanes? I think it's really, really important. You look at the really, really good duos, the way they play the lane, the way they drag the creep waves, play around the creep equilibrium, how they use their spells. Those are the things that you need to watch out for.
Monodized top. It's a little bit of a scuffle there for the Lotus, which Akashi just is going to eat casually underneath his tower. Just deploy and mana. First blood 3 minutes in. Down bottom, they were able to also secure Lotus for the side of Talon. As another pretty good Shadow Realm to avoid that meld hit. Second time I've seen Jokum do it in this lane. Well practiced man there. Don't think we've yet to see, pardon me, a skewer into Bramble. Might see one here. Nah, not quite.
Probably level 3 when you get a second point into Bramble, and maybe they're gonna be more willing to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Homie, how's he doing up in this lane? Not so bad, eh? 20-0 compared to the 23-0.
Yeah,
They've
he's a partner.
Ooh, get a couple pulls off that. Could
16
be trouble. Ponyo,
stick
careful
charges.
here. Oh, just barely missing there on the bushwhack. The Lol forced to use his stick charges. They do have the whirling axes, but not really enough reach here. This is a very fast hero. Pugna at 330 move speed. Yeah, it's hard to catch him.
Yeah, with the early busters, both of the range heroes can spam their spells on the lane.
Huh. Are they going to be able to set up here onto the TA? They're going to give it a go. Lift. Ah, good effort. WS, I think, tried to actually cliff her. I don't know how much that would have accomplished, really. I guess you have Brambles to cancel TPs, but, you know. Ah, Ponyo. Oh, fighting to the death here as Womi is going to drop. Akashi standing his ground here, just a bit too strong. Yeah,
Both of them
sound-
going for their individual battles right there.
Yeah, for real. Splitting up and conquering mid lane. Chuan again here. 1-1-3 build is being kind of beaten back underneath his tower as the Lol does die to Ponyo. I think it was just a wave of terror there, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, it was some attack damage and a wave of terror. I wasn't completely wrong, but mostly it was attack damage. WS looking again for the Templar. We'll see. No chance there to land the skewer. 3 heroes now down bottom as the Lol's going to TP. They catch the Willow here. There's a Shadow Realm into a TP. Is there going to be enough time? Absolutely. They're
Yep,
wasting
very
a
good
bit of
TP
time
up.
now with the supports who are going to maybe pivot back towards the mid lane. Not
For the
sure here
6
what they
minute
wanna go
rune.
for.
Yeah, they have to play for the 6-minute rune. Nope, they're gonna try to kill this Magnus. It's quite difficult to get this kill. Nice juke there. And Bench on the other hand is gonna TP mid. It's gonna try to secure the rune. It's gonna walk top. Picks up the haste rune. Alright, this is gonna be a pretty huge deal. DK is level 6. Ember is not level 6.
And Ponyo waiting in the trees here. Oh, they're just going to throw the magic missile. Oh, the range form. No level 6 here, so they don't have to really worry too much. But this is a level 2 Flame Guard. They have struggled to break through, but finally beating into him here. All the regen in the world. Not enough there as Ember Spirit goes through everything, but eventually is going to die to the 3 heroes that rotate towards his mid lane.
Yeah, excellent play there by Talon. Just abusing the fact that the Ember was not level 6 yet. And now the tower is actually going to take a ton of damage. You know, DK is just tanking, making sure that the creeps don't kill the siege. But eventually he has to back off, but the tower has already taken a tremendous amount of damage here.
Down bottom, WS still kind of
Oh, Wisdom.
struggling. It is wisdom timing as well, as he does force the Lol underneath the tower. Jokum doing a great job there to secure the wisdom room. The Lol just actually a bit tanky, surprisingly, here on this Hoodwink. Refusing to go down that easily. Mid lane, Ember forced to use a couple of remnants to see himself out of trouble. This time, Juan doing a much better job focusing down that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, he's in a much better spot compared to the first game. He's playing the matchup much better this time around. Top of the network with the troll. Tower's gonna go down here. Not much you can do as an Ember Spirit. Here's what happens when you play against Dragonite. And your supports decide to go run after the Magnus instead of coming mid.
Prioritize these side lanes.
This Ember is not having fun, I tell you.
No, I mean, he was doing well in the early game, but has since kind of transitioned into the struggle bus period of this game for him now. Pretty far behind in terms of net worth. Starting to get pretty hard for him down bottom as well. Flappy trying to get a bit aggressive here is going to end up getting caught inside these brambles.
And here comes Chuan. TP stop. Gets a kill on the offlane partner. This is actually a very big kill. As a partner, you're such a snowball off-lane hero. Every death that you take, it's gonna set you back so far. Like, this is a hero that you cannot actually afford to die. It's a bit similar to Queen of Pain mid, or mid laner. You can be like 10-0, 7-0, 8-0, and then you die one time, you lose all your momentum.
And finally, this tower is going to end up going down here mid. Chuan making very quick work of that. All right. I mean, the game so far so good. It is going to be another Maelstrom build for Akashi, I believe. That should be the Javelin delivered. Yeah. So I don't know if we are going to see an Acceptor build up here. It's not going to be that standard Battle Fury first that we tend to see for this item, itemization, I should say. See how that really ends up working out for him. Maybe there is room there to go for something like that, but it is certainly going to be beyond what is normally seen here. As again, Ember just having no luck anywhere he goes, trying to find a bottle refill here, there, and it's just forced back to jump to his remnants.
Yeah, the supports have decided that, okay, Ember is not the hero that we want to play with. We have to follow the partner around. He's the strongest boy we have, and I think that's the right move. Like, TA doesn't really want to be a part of anything. She just wants to clear stacks, farm jungle, and Pokemon needs protection from the supports. I mean, this is Ember just not... he's not getting any rune in this game. No bounty runes, no power runes. It's a very sad Ember. I mean, Talon just needs to maintain control over the map right now. Make sure that stack the Ancients, and once the troll is ready, clear it with Empower. And he's going to be very far ahead compared to everyone else. And that's when they are going to look to get Roche. Roche plus the Bloods on the bench is going to be very key for Talon.
Looking fairly easy so far, at least for the Troll Warlord. Hasn't really been contested much, as Ponyo is going to be absolutely blown up. This is where we're going to really start seeing this combo. Now, the last time I have to say that the support combo was a bit more convincing. You did have that Spirit Breaker, right, charging all over the map, as I recall, for Womi to amplify that damage. But let's not forget, you're still looking at eventually a Sharpshooter into Decrepify bonus damage, right? So that is going to... That's going to do a fair amount of work. Doesn't quite have the uptime, perhaps, of a Spirit Breaker, but it's not the longest cooldown either. Only 45 seconds on this ability.
I mean, either way, they are going to have to rely on the Pugna, and the supports have to protect the Pugna in the team fights. If the Magnus ever gets a skewer or the bench manages to swap, alright, he's going to get a swap onto Ember into the DK stun.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the Remnant's out in time. Oh, not much they could find here. It's just more space created, I have to say.
Bot lane, skewer.
Yeah, that's a big one, though. Especially, yeah, they commit the RP. No way out of this one for the TA. Actually, the Refraction charges back up and has plenty of them to stay alive. Is she going to die to the Blood Grenade? No, not quite. Would have been a dramatic way to tick down there. But is it going to force a lot of rotations over to this bottom lane? That was a close one. Close, but no cigar there.
I mean, they're gonna find Flappy at least. Consolation prize.
Should be something.
Not even
find him. Yeah, and this time Jokum, he's gonna die. He uses the Shadow Realm to try and secure the kill. And that's not gonna be enough. Ponyo trying to swap himself out of trouble. But Womi had already set up that another blast. So easy kill here. Chuan just continuing to farm. He's got Mage Slayer. He wants to get this Blink Dagger online. You've got two heroes who are pretty heavily invested into the farming, as now Akashi has that Maelstrom completed. Our Ember Spirit with just double Wraithband, you know, still well on this road to recovery, but it's going to be a little bit more problematic here as Talon, they've lost the supports now a handful of times. It seems like the core is unwilling, unready to fight, as WS isn't able to get the Blink Dagger reveal quite as silky smooth as it was in Game 2.
Yeah, they need the DK to actually join them. I think the Magnus and DK have to be the ones that are playing together, and obviously with the supports. And right now, DK just wants to get his blink, I guess. I mean, I feel like even without the blink with the Mage Slayer, as long as you're around the Magnus, you can skewer. It's actually more than enough. Skewer into the Dragon Tail. So I feel like the dagger and the DK is like not really that urgent right now for the team. They need people to walk in the smoke. And they're gonna use the two supports here.
Yeah.
Try to pick off Wormy.
Radiant are
I
scanning.
think they should have him. He's pretty far from the tower now. See if they can actually see where he's running off to. As Wave of Terror, okay, the self-decrepify, but dragging him back into just way too much magic damage. No way out for him. And Jokum's going to be rewarded with that kill.
Pretty big kill there. Pogna is like still a very, very key hero to pick off. And back to farming. They didn't have to use the RP, so that's great for them. Only using the Bedlam.
Ancient clearing time this time now for MAG as they head into the triangle, and we'll see RTA set to farm some of these stacks. So her farm is going to leapfrog over Akashi's now, who already did clear stacks. I don't know if he necessarily had the Empower on, or if it was just Maelstrom and the stacks here for the Fervor adding up. Talon still wanting to hold around this top area. There's quite a few heroes here for MAG. Womi kind of looks like he's trying to bait. Has both supports behind him here, so not exactly an even fight. We're just going to go back top now. He is just going to help take down this bottom tier 1 tower. So it'll just be a tower for free.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I guess they just feel like, well, I've got this Magnus who's going to max some power for me on my team. Why do I need to build the Battle Fury? Might as well build a different item. Chuan, still no Blink Dagger yet for him, so he's not going to be able to set up onto anyone here, but there's phenomenal vision in this top part of the map. So they've just seen both Flappy as well as Womi, and very likely even Jokum, or sorry, Delol. Again, they're just shy of the money they need for this Dragon, this DK Blink. It's about to be delivered here. Might be delivered mid-fight as Ponyo kicking things off quite aggressively. And yeah, he's just going to be deleted for that. Just far too aggressive. Perhaps December Spirit looking to extend the engagement. So much damage here already. It doesn't even have a full item up, but the Sleight of Fish is walking him down with maxed Flame Guard. Those supports going down again. The only bad part about this MAG lineup right now is they haven't really been able to find any of the cores. All the cores are having a flawless game, with both supports having, well, 4 and 2 deaths, respectively. Are they going to go Roche? Is Deso done? Deso is done. Okay.
They have RP, they have everything up. I think they have to try to... They should know what's happening with the 2 wards behind them. Just looking at what the Radiant team is doing. Like both teams know how important this Roshan is for both lineups.
Smoke play here.
Bench?
Yeah, they're running to fight in the Blink Initiation. They actually
Oh,
catch
big
the Templar
overgrowth.
Assassin, but they need a little bit more. The Overgrowth coming on through onto 2. Goodbye to Ponyo. Couldn't swap his way back on out. And WS trapped inside as well. Finally connect on the RP into the Terrorize. The Decrepify actually saving the Ember here for a bit longer into the
He's
light
still
drain.
alive.
They need more damage. He's not going to go down. Delol now with the double kill as the TA stays alive. The Ember stays alive. And Talon, their chances of being eliminated here climbing by the second as they finally lose their course for the first time in this game.
Oh my god, they got the Magnus as well. That was so huge. I mean, the bench again, you know, like he actually didn't do anything. Like, he got caught by the overgrowth and just got destroyed by the sharpshooter. It was actually a 3-man overgrowth. Magnus, bench, and they got the troll as well. Troll or the DK, one of them. A big place there by Flappy. Definitely not flapping around in that team fight.
No, right in the thick of it, in a solid position, able to make moves, and the execution there to follow suit. As it is going to be a huge win. Aegis as well. To the victor go the spoils. Akashi's still very rich, it should be said, and he is going to accept it. He's finally building it here, Winter. Maybe that will be the difference maker here this time for Talon, as they are going to be a bit behind the 8 ball now, needing to farm up a little bit more. Deviation from last game's build as well from WS, who is going to go into the Orchid with these Blitz Knuckles.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of
Probably-
a curious one.
Probably feels like they need more lockdown against the Ember or the Pugna. It's very good against the Pugna. The Pugna already has use.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I guess the use is mostly to try to discourage the blink skewer from the Magnus. I kind of like it, you know. You don't see people buying use early nowadays. It's not an item that you get early. It's an item that you get when you need Wind Waker, but you don't buy use at all. I think the only hero I see people buying use on is Dark Hero to set up for your Bramble.
Yeah.
I mean, do you even see anyone else buy it? I feel like nobody wants to buy that item now. Maybe a Lina, a mid Lina, sometimes you see use.
That's true. That's true. I've seen it on pucks very rare, on rare occasions.
I mean, you only
Sometimes
do that if somebody is buying Orchid, right? You don't really want to
Yeah,
buy it.
Sometimes, what else do you see? Sometimes you'll see a cheeky little Wind Waker, you know, in the game against an Enigma. We saw 2 of those earlier today. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Talon's
see what
gonna
you
get
mean.
it.
In general, it's not really a core item on too many heroes these days.
Not as bad as Meteor Hammer, but
Yeah, that's true. That hero is going to be long forgotten. That item, I mean to say. Or, honestly, Helm of the Overlord. I mean, I guess probably your Lycans, and I see Beastmasters even skip it, to be honest. In trouble here is Jokum. He just goes down. Does get the Terrorize off, but you won't be able to do much about that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, they have to try to regroup and find a timing to actually take a fight. Right now, MAG Indonesia, they are actually just way stronger with their heroes. Their heroes are hitting a power spike with the puck now. They have an absurd amount of magic damage. There's some physical damage from TA, and Talon just have to wait. I think they need to wait for the Aghanim. The troll without Aghanim, he's not going to be able to fight.
Nope, not this game. Not versus this TA right now, who has 6 charges on her Deso. Has another item coming her way, which is the Shard. So yeah, really cannot afford to fight. And is going to need probably that Manta style online as well. Ooh, it's not feeling too great here. 1 component away now for the Ag Scepter, at least for Akashi, as the rest of his team does look to open up themselves on the map here just a bit more. They've kind of been cowering as this Aegis has really opened up a lot of room for the TA, who's about to 2-shot this Tormentor. Maybe not 2-shot, but you know, it's still a lot of damage.
So Jokem gets the shot. So he has the brambles around the Curse Crown. It's going to be quite useful against the TA. Yeah, right now they just need to be patient on Talon and wait for their item timings. With the Aghanims going to be done on the troll, I still feel like they're going to need more, you know, like on the DK needs a lot more. He's going to need Manta, etc. And I mean, the supports are just like running around, placing wards, trying to scout.
Wow, this Pugdog is just doing a ton of damage to them as well. Build's ridiculous. Last time he ended up going for the Dagon build, right?
Yeah. This game he's going Octarine Core. I think that game he felt like nobody else was doing enough damage to kill heroes, so he opted to go Dagon. And this game, because with the T and Amber having much better games, he feels like getting more spells off in the team fight would actually be more useful. I like it. I actually kind of like it. Like Dagon just feels like a very all-in item. It's nice for the spell lifesteal. I'm not gonna lie.
Fight now underneath the tier 2 tower as the AD rune is going to be picked up. Skewer back to do a couple of brambles and a huge pickup onto the Ember Spirit. That's exactly what Talon we're looking for now. Aegis is going to be expiring here in just 13 seconds. It seems like the rest of them
he has buyback.
looking for a fight.
He has buyback
on number, but I don't think he has a remnant.
Does he have a remnant here? They are posturing around.
Where is his remnant?
Where
he has
is
a
the-
remnant somewhere.
He must have had a remnant the way they are posturing
I see
around.
it. It's right next to the cliff that Flappy's standing next to.
I see. All right.
There it is. Our observer still able to play I Spy after a long old shift. Shout out to him.
Yeah, the ones on the same time zone are the ones that can't find the remnant.
Well, you know how it goes. It blended in, all right. But a huge pick off there. Now with the Aegis, that is going to take the wind out of the sails here of MAG's aggression for at least a few minutes. Seeing what this can possibly turn into, right? Because now Ags is completed for the Troll Warlord, and we'll see what he wants to go for next. He still might want a BKB, I don't know, Manta style more likely. I feel like with this kind of a build is going to better suit him, right? To get rid of the TA silence on the traps. I think it's going to be his biggest issue. And outside of that, next big item's not really all too much.
I kind of like Manta a lot more. Like, if you get Aghanims and you still buy BKB, it defeats the purpose of buying Aghanims. Maybe
Alright,
maybe
nice
later.
roleplay.
Maybe later you can delay. You can still buy it later,
Yeah.
but not now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Another jump up
silence.
onto the Ember Spirit. He doesn't have a defensive item. He is just down. Even the Decrept's not going to save him. And look at Chuan. He's on his way on in. Wants to find a good stun, but that's a phenomenal Nature's Grasp here. Really making this a tricky hill to try and
the
push
DK.
down. And look at the vision onto the DK. Dying to the life during his Ember.
Ember's back.
Into the fight from behind. Might be able to find Chuan this time
Troll
around.
is all
who
in.
has the Manta style Troll. Opening up on this kind of a fight. The ulti is out trying to run down this Templar Assassin. He gets the swap, the meld. Oh, the meld strike chasing him into his nightmares. It's just too much damage. It's WS committing the RP just to try and run away. And even then, it's not going to save you from the Ember Spirit, who we will note had to buy back for this fight, Winter, but is going to end it on a win, as he is going to take down that tricky Magnus.
Yeah, that was again, after the first kill, they needed to just reassess the situation and figure out whether they can actually chase. Because, like you mentioned, in the team fight, there was a very, very difficult area to cross with the Nature's Grasp around the steps of the staircase there. So his teammate didn't really want to go in.
Go on. TP out! Sharpshooter! Yeah, no chance out
He's
for
dead.
him.
That was a disaster after a disaster. Now he knows there's a ward here. And Talon is just having a very rough series after an easy first game, and right now they're stuck in a pickle. They have to try to pull together a smoke that can actually allow them to get themselves back into the game. I feel like the Troll is really, really strong in the team fights, but he just doesn't have enough support, like from the Magnus and the DK especially. I think Magnus did a good job. He got the Ember with the Orchid and he skewered him in, but after that they actually just needed to chill.
Well, they split. It's the entire team just couldn't get through the Nature's Grasp. It was just blocking the entire
they just
clip.
needed to back after the Ember kill instead of blinking in to go for the secondary kill. Sometimes you just have to accept that one kill is good enough.
I'll admit it always feels good enough to me. I'm just a mere support player, but these guys, they want the triple kills, they want the ultra kills, they want the rampages. Winter, the cores, they're addicted, they're killers, they can't stop.
That's when you need a clear voice in the team to leash all the raging bulls back.
It's a good one. Yeah, I agree. Or you can do the puppy method. Speak clearly and carry a sharp machete.
In Malaysia, we don't carry a machete, but we carry a bamboo cane, Have you seen one of those?
I know.
I used to have like a teacher that carries that around when she's giving me lessons. I would always be so terrified at mass. I would always be so terrified of making a mistake.
Well, I mean, don't you carry around a little bit of a stick when you go walking around your neighborhood now? You've got some run-ins with some local wildlife, haven't you?
Yeah, that's for different purposes,
Well, that's why you. It's for walking. Winter can't walk too well anymore.
I'm old,
Yeah, it's all that carrying he tried to do back when he was on MUFC. Broke his back. Poor guy.
It's more carrying my fish water, Have to move the aquariums around.
Well,
take care of your back. Go see a
very,
chiropractor.
Very important. A chiropractor, I don't know about that one. What I will say, Winter, is make sure you're working and exercising your core, especially if you play or cast a lot of Dota every day.
I always stand up after a game because you told me so. You told me to stretch my old man back.
I have an old man back as well.
Stretch
Whenever I get into
my
bed, that
legs.
thing's like bubble wrap, especially after a long day like this. But Winter, we need to pay attention because this next Roche is about to spawn in. You can see TA in position to basically hit this thing with a double meld strike as soon as it does. But Talon, sensing blood in the water, want to go in. Akashi's like, just one more camp, man. Just one more camp, Copium. Just
one more
wave.
level. I
Just
need
one
my
more
level
level,
20.
guys.
I need my level 20 talent.
He's not going to have time, though. He's just... Oh, they left the pit. They left the pit.
Uh-oh. This is like a minefield of traps. Look at the traps.
Yeah, it's going to be troublesome, but maybe they can find the right angle. BKB now for the Troll Warlord is online. Leaves him without buyback, but it means he can ignore a lot of these darn traps, Winter.
And this on the Ember Spirit.
Look at the vision. Look at the vision. It's crazy.
He's going to break the
here.
smoke with the
Troll
Aeon.
just kind of runs on in. They have good silences, good vision now onto the TA. She is just killed. Oh my goodness. Buyback instantly. I think that was E-Blade and Decrep on top of each other as in it goes. Now the Ember Spirit following up on that Overgrowth. They get another kill this time. It's going to be onto Jokum. Ponyo has bought back, respawned into this game, and actually manages to find a stun. Oh, but Womi, no, finally he is going to be taken down. Akashi let loose now with the Battle Trance. Good damage here. Oh, but he's just able to escape. Flappy at least is going to be taken down, but look at this Decrep. It's so darn annoying. The Whirling Axe is at least able to dispel him, but Talon needs to retreat, licking the runes, but they're retreating underneath an Observer Ward here. They're under vision. They're not safe at all. WS, he's going to be the next to go down. This is going to be a dieback if they can catch Ponyo, and absolutely they have. That is 4 dead here, including that dieback, only in exchange for the Trina Protector and for the Pugna.
What a disaster for Talon. It was very, very good vision for Radiant team. You know, they see a lot of the area, and they were able to actually catch them, take a good fight. I think especially well done by Pugna there, like cancelling the skewer from the Magnus. He's like reading the Magnus very well in the team fights, what the Magnus is about to do, using his use, using his Decrep, especially against the Troll as well. I mean, you definitely do not like playing Troll into this Decrep, man. Even with the Aghanim's, it's so annoying.
Now they can calmly go back and finish the Roche House. Probably the right play, right? Looking to force a fight. Don't want to go into this RP, into this terrorized combo without, you know, having a pretty clear way out.
Yep, time to be patient right now if you're Talon. And if you're MAG, you're gonna want to push forward with this advantage. Get the banner down. They're gonna put the banner in the mid lane. Alright, so they're not gonna put it behind. I kinda like it when teams place it behind the lane that they are pushing, so they're pushing up with strong creeps. What would you have preferred? Would you have preferred to just put the banner on another lane and you push like
Yeah,
the
I'm still theory crafting it. I think my instant gut reaction when this item was released is it's just going to be strong in the mid lane, right? Because the problem is on this thing is it's the duration, right? Is it has a duration on the banner, and so the faster the creeps can start fighting enemy creeps, the more effective push you're getting from this item, right?
That makes a lot of sense. I actually never thought of it that way. I always do like put it across the map. Like I'm pushing bot, I'll put it at top.
And that's not a bad idea either, right? Because you are forcing enemies to kind of respond to the other side of the map. But I think it kind of just depends what your strategy is, what lane you're pushing, what part of the map you want to control, right? But that's just my instinct, my instinctual reaction, right? You can see now these creeps, they're basically never going to have a problem. You can just keep your eye on the minimap basically, right? And see that there's a wave pushing out, right? A hero came to kill the creep wave, and now this Radiant wave is going to push it right back. This is abnormal. This should not be happening, right? And you would get this in any other lane as well, but the fact that you can just put it mid and not have to worry about the creep timing out, you know, it just makes it a lot easier. You know, compared if you put this, you know, in a equivalent position top, it runs out, you know, pretty quickly. The creeps don't make it to the enemy tier 2 if you put it in the top or the bottom wave, right? So that's another reason why I'm kind of liking this in the mid lane.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
I'm putting it on the mid lane every time now.
Again, I think it depends, right? It's inconvenient because if you're pushing top or bottom, right, and the enemies have to clear a mid wave, it's not that much work for them, right? As you can see, top and bottom does seem a little bit more
that was
tempting.
what I felt initially. That's why I like to place it across the map.
Yeah, and I get that. That makes a lot of sense, but I feel like for that to be effective, you kind of have to put it, you know, close to a tier 1 tower, basically, right? And then you run the risk of actually losing it because enemies might start farming the opposite side of the map, and then they can clear that thing in like 5 hits, right? Whereas mid, it's safe and sound. It's a leave it and forget it kind of a thing. And you can see the creep wave constantly pushed out now, kind of giving MAG team an opportunity here to look for a fight into Talon. And again, that's basically because of the creeps, right? Is why this ends up working out here. How many more waves do they have of this thing? About a lot more, actually. This is still just about half duration.
2 minutes more.
Yeah.
I mean, the partner's going to be happy just poking the bot tower with the blast.
And so what this also does effectively here, when oh my goodness, they
he has
popped the Ember
Aeon
Spirit. This could be a
Disc.
huge catch, but he does have the Aeon Disc. He's going to be just fine here. Hunter's Boomerang is going to connect. What this also does is that it makes it way easier, actually, for MAG to hold this part of the map. Right? We're still kind of fighting. I know I'm trying to do my game theory. Because with the creeps always just pushing in here, it's impossible to try and sneak through, right? Because you just always have to push those creep waves back. And
Magnus.
you can see it makes Magnus' job even more difficult as he is going to get caught here just once the overgrowth onto 2. The immediate dispel, though, of Akashi and a swap out to keep this Magnus alive. He does have that Hunter's Boomerang on him. Very dangerous position for him to be in. Flappy has already used that overgrowth now as Akashi and company trying to just push and prod, finding a way into this fight. It seems like Talon will lose their first life here. The RP onto 2, bringing them back into Akashi, though. He immediately finds both supports and the Ember Spirit, who does not have the Aeon Disc this time. So Akashi getting the triple kill as WS bringing home the bacon. Finding 3 kills there. That is phenomenal for him. And in fact, there is no BKB here for this Templar Assassin. She is going to end up dropping here, slowed to a crawl. There's going to be the dust, the detection. She can't get out here, I think, as long as they have Brambles. Oh, they have Brambles in a second. No opportunity to blink out. A huge turn for Talon. I can't believe it.
That was all WS on the Magnus there. Impressive RP there in the middle of the fight. Very, very calm, very, very clear, very patient. Just waited for the right opportunity. And not to mention, Akashi, I think he did a good job being the front line. He was like trying to distract the opponents, trying to scout information so that the Magnus can decide where he wants to RP. And he gave him the right opportunity then with the 3-man RP.
Radiant's middle tower is
And now TA has buyback, but he really doesn't want to use it.
structures are fortified. Radiant's
Not
gonna
want to
lose.
use it here on the Templar Assassin, but could very well be. It's at least a tier 3 tower here.
It's probably going to be at least maybe 2 lanes. I feel like Troll
Kind of a
Magnus.
fortify, right? So see what they really want to do here. They might be convinced to maybe fortify again here. Yeah, it's not going to save the mid lane, but it should save bottom at least from going down to these illusions only. But it's a catapult wave now doing some pretty serious pushing here. And for as much as they try, they will not be able to stop the mid racks from going down. It's fine, though. Don't worry, MAG fans. They were just in this position, but one mere game ago, and still managed to actually come back and find a victory.
Dire's top tower.
It's never end until... I mean, it's not over until it's over. So that's the saying, right? It's never over until it's over. Or it's never over until the old lady sings. Or the fat lady sings.
Yes, but the old lady perhaps is even better.
Why? This sounds nicer.
I think it sounds nice.
It's from opera, right?
I believe it is from opera, because usually I think they end in operettas, which is like the female solo, you know, in opera, and that's usually how you know it. I mean, I don't know actually, to be honest. I don't know what the etymology of it is.
Radiant are scanning. Dire are scanning.
I mean, once again in the team fights, it's gonna be just down to the Magnus.
Ah, it's
If he
true.
can
It does come
actually-
from the opera.
Why? Why did you doubt me?
Well, because honestly, I didn't think you've ever been to the opera before.
I like watching opera. Come on.
Really?
I dream a dream.
I didn't know that. I know you like
Uh,
tennis.
Yeah, I like tennis. I like a lot of like weird things, you know.
Did you see the ranked match between the man and the woman that ended up happening? Did you see highlights of that?
No.
Oh, I'd highly recommend it. I'll send it to you after this match. I actually wanted to talk to you, but perhaps at a different time. It was about a mismatch. And, well, this actually kind of seems like a mismatch, but MAG playing it very well. Playing to their strengths, looking for these pickoffs, looking for these small fights.
Radiant's top
So
tower
far,
is under
being in a position where they've come back from two,
Radiant's top tower has
you know,
fallen.
difficult early games. This one is looking a little bit more difficult at this stage, was how big Akashi is after getting 3 kills in that last fight. But I wouldn't put it past this team to still mount a comeback here. I think their trouble is going to be how effective this Pugna can truly be now that things are a little bit more difficult for him here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, they have a blue dragon this time, scouting for the Magnus. It's gonna make it very, very difficult to run into Talon. I think ideally, once again, for MAG, they have to try to use the Ember as bait. With the Aeon try to split up the team fights and use the Pugna's burst damage with the sharpshooter to burst off. Well, I feel like probably the supports you try to kill the Venge so he can't save. That will be the first target you go on. Shivas, he sees the Venge and the Magnus.
Oh yeah, he does.
Sharpshooter
Really
miss.
trying to jump in. Patience by Akashi, choosing not to just kind of blindly engage there. I think saving his team from potentially a terrible fight. Who knows how that could have gone? Scary without the vision. All I know is that there's an AD rune in the river. That could be a bit of a game changer here. We'll see. Akashi, oh my goodness, this positioning. I mean, I know he has saves behind him, but it's just so bold, isn't it? Just sit in the river like this? He doesn't care. Self-dispel here. I mean, such a short cooldown on this thing. He's got another one ready to go. Now his team smoked up behind him, looking for action. No one scouts that rune down in the river. Level 22 TA with a BKB now. Ready to stand their ground and fight. No buyback, though, on that TA. No buyback on the Womi off-lane Pugna. As the DK Illusions sail forward here, looking for some vision, looking for an opening. Will not find much. Roshan spawned currently in the top area, in this top pit. Has a Ag's Blessing if teams can clear him in time, but it seems like instead they want to focus on the fight as they do get this jump onto the Ember Spirit. Now he does, of course, have this Aeon Disc, but that's a pretty good decrep, stopping him from, forcing it from being popped at this early stage. So
Magnus
still retains the Aeon for
looking
another
for
engagement here.
an opening. He's trying to posture around.
Okay, Magic Missile still is not going to be enough damage to get through that. You got to be careful, though, as the creeps are starting to push in and do a little bit of damage in that top lane. Oh, my goodness. Look at the lull just going on in. There's going to be at least a swap out as the Ember Spirit caught in a bit of a rough spot here. Now by the Terrorize. Still has Aeon Disc, but they're going to try and reach around for the backliners. Mag, though, has been caught by the Overgrowth, killed off by the damage of the Templar Assassin, who does now force the BKB. Akashi needs to find a target here. Has Satanic, has BKB, still has that Battle Trance to play with, but doesn't have a Magnus anymore to feed him these targets now. So he does need to be real careful here. Dolol doesn't have a sharpshooter for a few more seconds as Akashi dispelling himself here, at least able to avoid a little bit of trouble now. The stun onto the Ember Spirit, but Chuan has absolutely no support here in the river as he's going to fly through the cliffs. A nice disjoint there on the projectile, and he is going to be able to escape, but they've lost another hero. Ponyo's going to go down. Womi dies in a 1v1 versus the Troll Warlord. So it's not a terrible fight, all things considered, but it may leave Talon in a position where they cannot contest this Roche.
Yeah, they kind of escaped with the DK. If the DK actually died, they would have actually been a terrible fight for them. He survived. They only lost 2 heroes and they got a Pugna. It wasn't so bad after all. I mean, the Magnus got caught by, he blinked in and he got stunned right away, right? Was it by like bushwhack or something? Like he disabled right away. I mean, I think it's either overgrowth or bushwhack. He just got caught, and he didn't have a BKB, so he just died right away. And he has to be very, very careful. I mean, he went for this Aghanim Scepter, so he doesn't have a way of making sure that he initiates 100%.
Roshan is up, ready for the taking. He's got a Refresher Shard and another banner on this guy. On top of the Refresher that Akashi's holding out. Be careful, this hero obviously has some serious mana issues.
Would you stack the banners and place 2 on the map? Are you allowed to do it?
I believe so.
Could you just keep both?
Because it has a 1-second cooldown, so it's not, not going to be restricted by that. I don't know. I don't know if that's really to be recommended. I feel like it could be an idea, but I mean, just look at how easily like TA just cleared this wave. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she auto attacks the waves one more time and it buys you a couple more seconds, but I feel like, it just seems so rare that a team is unable to clear creep waves. You know what I mean? With how incentivized everyone is to farm, right? Even like Ursos and Trolls, heroes that are quite famously single target, they build, you know, all these Battle Furies and stuff. Monkey King's building Battle Fury, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like such a non-issue, these creeps, to be honest. And that's maybe for the best. Everyone should get farm and have fun in Dota, right? But I just don't know how strong it really is. Mega is obviously pack a bit more of a punch, but the issue with this Roshan banner is that it does not buff the armor of the creeps, just the HP pool and the damage. So in creep to creep fights, they kick ass, but as soon as the heroes get involved, they just, you know, they're still just as easy to kill. Maybe it should also like decrease the bounty that you get from killing them. I think that would be more punishing, right? Kind of like how after you lose the lane of Rax, the creep bounty goes down. Because you still get full experience and gold for killing them. Then I think it's a bigger deal, honestly. For now, it's just like, you can see, these melee creeps are fighting 3 versus 6 right, very easily. But attention, back down at bottom, where now with the TATP on back, we should actually end up seeing a bit of action. Now remember, there is a top tier 3 tower still alive, so even if they get this Rax, it's not going to be the full mega. Not worth dying over, but that's a huge catch now. Treant Protector has been pivotal in these fights. WS absolutely removing him with the brand new Horn Toss that he's now holding on to. Well, it's just Refresher Shard. Quan looking for vision, looking for a jump or two as he's going to be able to take down that tier 3 tower at long last. Getting to work now on the range barracks. Takashi also eager to hit these buildings as Ponyo and WS from behind, ready to support, counter initiate on any sort of trouble. Ooh, another opportunity there, but that was a really sick sleight of fist, honestly, up from the Ember Spirit as he avoids trouble there. No Horn Toss was used. Horn Toss, which, by the way, now that it's back to the Ag Scepter, does stun again. And it was the Shard it didn't used to. You can see how desperate they are to try and hold on. This Flappy, again, sitting in the trees, ready to make the jump on in as they nearly get through this Troll Warlord. He's got to be a bit careful. That break, still alive, still just fine here. Might just Satanic and hit some creeps. And that's exactly the move he makes. 25, right? So he does have that strong Dispel talent in case he needs it at a moment's notice. TA, he's about to hit 25 as well. Probably going to see these refraction instances, which is, you know, it's always, I think, a big deal, this talent. It's never a be-all, end-all, really, but does give you a lot more survivability in these late-game scenarios.
MAG, they have to try to figure out what they need to do. They need to just go in, you know. If they don't go in, the troll is gonna just get the Rex.
Well, I mean, it's fine, right? Because they still have that top lane. WS missed on the Horn Toss there. Unable to collect onto the Ember Spirit, who, again, he has Aeon, right? So the ideal move is to proc Aeon here. Yes, and they have done just that now. But Troll, stunned to the tree here for a second, will be just fine as the Sharpshooter connecting onto that Vengeful Spirit. Top wave is going to continue shoving in thanks to these Roshan banner creeps, but now that bot has been secured. WS, careful here. This could be dangerous. This fishing mission, no vision here. The RP, he finds the Ember Spirit. They don't have a save here. The stun, the magic missile, that's enough lockdown for him to die, Winter. Has a buyback, 1,600 gold of his money here, ready to be used and invested into that as he also loses the courier.
That's a big kill. Skewer is going to be up again with the Horn Toss.
And careful from the side. I think they saw Flappy. I'm pretty sure they saw Flappy here on the pings. You know that he's nearby. Trying to find an opportunity here, an opening. Ember can buy back. He's got a Remnant close to that mid-wave, so he can be back in these fights relatively quickly. They have a vision now that's going to scout 2. They only connect onto the Willow, and she's fine for now as up goes the DK, jumping up, finds the Hoodwink, Force Staff back into the high ground here. The silence from the traps, trying to do something to hold them back, but WS pulling the supports off of the high ground. Oh, absolutely deleted as he picks up both kills. BKB active now for Akashi. That seems a bit early, but he does have a refresher. This Aegis is up in 20 seconds anyway as the swap out. Oh no, Womi, that's not where he wants to be. RP? 2 buybacks out already, but they already bought back on this Treant Protector, so that's a dieback from him. There's going to be now another big RP as the TA brought back into the enemy arms and killed off. No buyback available for her as she bought out for the Swift Blink, and it is over. Talon Esports, a scary game 3, but they managed to get out of it. They managed to avoid elimination here on day 1 of these Birmingham closed qualifiers. Very well played to them.
It was not an easy day for them. Had to come back from a devastating second game loss, but they showed a lot of character. I mean, this game wasn't particularly smooth. They didn't have